Okay. So what I see. So what I need to do is I do need to zoom in just that a little bit.
Not heaps.
Just
I would say
that.
you're comfortable there. Yeah, it's fine.
There we go.
All right. So you want to do the intro or should I do the intro?
Sure.
Sure what?
Exactly. Welcome everybody to the Average Blokes Podcast. Make sure to keep that in post.
I just love how intros are just absolutely insane.
You're like, do you really want to do it or do I want to do it? Yeah, sure.
It's kind of funny because I feel like you've introed the last 3 episodes. I'm pretty sure.
I what?
You've introed the last 3 episodes.
Probably, but let me do the other part too where I go, I am your host. And the hostess with the most is Troy. And today I have with me Jackson. Jackson, say hello to the family.
Hello to the family. I'm very funny.
Yes, you
are. We're a big...
And you know you're funny because you said you're funny.
I mean, that's my confidence, Troy. I just had the confidence because, I said the funny. You told me to say hello to the family. And I legit followed up by saying hello to the family.
That's right. That's where we go with.
So we should clear up something, hey Troy. We should say that it's been a while since we've actually recorded an episode.
It has, and I blame you entirely.
Oh, sure.
It is your fault. You and your bloody Splatoon team. Letitia says to Courtney, "Oh, Jackson's always playing video games with Troy." But I've told Courtney to say to Letitia now, if she ever says that, say Troy's annoyed too because he's not playing video games with Troy. He's playing video games with his Splatoon team.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, let's not jump too much into that right now because there's another thing I want to talk about too, and that's the fact that we are officially on podcast services. So thank you to everyone who's been listening and downloading our episodes. There's been some episodes that have been more popular than others, which is, not surprising. Some of the episodes have been topical. Some of them haven't been really, anything about recent events or anything. Like, for example, the sports podcast episode, that was about the Soccer World Cup, which happened months ago now, almost, it feels like.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I somehow ended up on Instagram on my phone. Don't ask me how. I don't know how. But it kept coming up with all this soccer stuff for some reason. Because the main one was these 2 guys that basically they were messing around because they were 2 goals ahead, and I think there wasn't much time left. And they had the ball in the corner for like a pass in, and he'd just kick it to the guy, and the opponents would immediately try and get the ball from him, and the guy just kicked the ball into the opponent, so it would bounce off him out again.
It would be their ball. That's very it's what they call trying to kill time, waste time.
Yeah, they do the same thing in basketball.
Yeah, but the reason why they do that too is if it goes over the goal line, so then it's a goal kick, so the goalkeeper kicks it back towards the middle, basically. So that's another strategy to keep the ball away. But yeah, it's kind of funny when when they try to do that and it doesn't work, and then the person who was trying to get the ball at the time manages to get it and keeps it in play. So it's
well, they did it almost 3 times in a row.
Poor bloke.
I felt bad because the guy faked to kick it, and so the opposing 2 team players went to run in. They're like, no, I haven't touched it yet.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think. Catch up chat. Like haven't done an episode in 3 or 4 weeks. I haven't kept track. So not much has really changed. Despite the fact that the only change really is our episodes. The podcast is now up on all those services. For some reason it's on Spotify. I'll have to try and figure out why that's the case.
I tried. I was a bit annoyed because I tried looking for it on Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts. I know that for a fact.
Because when I really wanted to just click on Spotify and start listening because I wanted to listen to our podcast to see what was wrong with it.
Why no one's listening?
Yeah, no. Just because you can always if you go back to something, you can always look at it and go, oh, I should have done this different. That should have been different. So I ended up using the Acast website,
which is what we use.
While I was driving home the other day, and I started listening to us, and oh man, I'm really funny.
Sorry, unless you didn't catch what I said at the start of the show, I did say that as well by myself.
No, but I'm actually funny.
No, you are.
The key is to make yourself laugh, and I made myself laugh.
I mean, that's...
But also, the quality, it was terrible with that first episode for me. Thanks a lot, Jackson.
What do you mean?
I think that was actually my fault.
I mean, we have to start somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think it was before I had a nice mic. I think it was before I ran this microphone.
Okay. Oh, I mean, yes, that would have been it.
And the voice meter, which was
and
nice.
Also the pop filter that you've got.
That's true. The pop filter helps a lot.
I don't know why we're bragging to people that we started off with shit equipment and now we're here still with shit equipment.
Well, you say that. I didn't have crappy equipment. I just didn't have very good equipment. But you see some people, like, they've got their little Apple headphones, little speaker thing. They're holding it up, and they get really good quality somehow with that.
It's weird though, because like anyone can make a podcast these days, and you legit can use any sort of basic recording equipment, and that's a podcast. That's all you need.
The key is editing and not raising your voice too much, which is my problem.
I mean, it's fair as fair. Because if it's not necessary, obviously avoid it.
But anyway, to finish my thought, I only listened to like 5 minutes of it, and even though like the quality was bad, well, I got home. I got home and I stopped listening. I wanted to be on Spotify so I can listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, we'll fix that. I'll fix that up.
But for those first 5 minutes, I was
hilarious.
like, it wasn't hilarious, but I laughed at myself a couple of times.
You know, you made it.
And I was like, well, at least I know I find myself funny. That's the important thing.
I like some episodes I played back.
My wife finds me funny.
That's the only thing that's really important now, isn't it? It's not so much that I think you're funny; it's the fact that the moral support of your wife.
And also how my final thought is this podcast really took a B turn, because the first episode you were like, we play video games. This is a video games podcast.
We did have
We're going to play video games together. We're going to play Rocket League,
Prop Hunt,
but we'll probably do other things too. And then it just went. We just
talk nonsense. It's easier.
That was the only one game.
Yeah, I think it's probably best that way too. Just to be fair. But anyway, we could probably try recording some gameplay on a separate sort of thing. But yeah, the main gist of this show is the podcast, and I mean, playing a Rocket League game for podcast format would probably not be the best idea. However,
Jackson, the gameplay was never originally meant to be part of the podcast. It was meant to be background stuff on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
This.
Well. Yes. Well, that was before.
In fact, I might go back over your videos and just put video game of Rocket League over the top of it. So that way, if anybody actually listens to it on YouTube, they can watch something too.
Mind you, this is before when we had the own channel. Had our own separate channels and we were uploading.
That's true. It was on both channels instead of its own channel, which is nice.
Yes, it's a bit more organised. Also, another thing is now for people who are listening to via the podcast services, this is episode 25 in total. So that's, half a half century, which is cool.
Wow.
Or I should just say a quarter of a century, but anyway, half.
We're technically like 5 episodes behind.
Yeah, because there were some episodes that I lost somehow.
No, because we didn't record this week, and then we didn't record that week, and then last 2 weeks we didn't record any. Yeah. So that's like 4, and during holidays and stuff as well. Yeah,
but anyway, we're up to episode 25, which is we're not dead. This is legitimate, I guess. At what point do we start making merch?
When we get the same amount of subscribers as you have on your main channel.
Yeah, let's not brag about that too much. We should save that for that.
Let's stop bragging about it too much. You were like, have you seen? I'm almost there.
It's hard work.
I've got 950 subscribers, and then like 2 weeks later, did you see that? I got like 30 subscribers. I'm like, I'm almost there, and then literally 2 days later, you hold on, where is it? I've got it here. Let me. It's here. Here we go.
I'm trying to do a visual.
See my sub count recently? Nope. It's jumped up another 30 subscribers. Me. Nice.
See, I'm trying.
Then literally, that was the 16th. On the 17th, you posted showed a photo of your page that said 1,000 subscribers, and I followed up with a black thumbs up.
Because diversity, and I was trying to do a visual.
I don't want the yellow one.
Well, I guess you're not a Simpson character.
There's actually a white one too now.
I was trying to do a visual bit there for those who decide to watch on YouTube. I was trying to flex my muscles saying, it's hard getting 1,000 subscribers. But there's no muscle required. Like, there's no physical hard labor work really to get to 1,000.
Yeah,
but anyway.
True. It's also, I'm more impressed, right, that because you sent me that little photo with 1,000 subscribers in your of your channel, and you sent it with your phone, by the
Yeah, I did.
But I'm more impressed that you're up to 299 videos.
Yeah, you know what? There would have been more if I didn't, for some reason, back in 2016, go through some more videos and delete them, because I've done videos since 2010, 2008.
I want to do that. I want to do that with all the videos on my channel because I'm not.
So I'm going to do a brief description of what I used to do. I used to do. I can't believe this is what I used to do. I used to do Super Smash Brothers Brawl funny screenshots with captions.
Wait, as videos?
Yes.
So you just go through captions of Super Smash Bros. Funny moments,
yes,
or something?
And I used like this weird,
like memes.
Yeah,
like memes,
kind
Super
of.
Smash Bros.
Yeah,
memes?
and I just made them up.
I'd watch that. That actually sounds
You
interesting.
know, I wish I didn't delete them because they were kind of good. Some of them were like really because some of the music I used for some of the backdrop music was really good too. And and the funny thing was, most of the comments were people asking, A, what's that song? B, something about, can you try to do this caption or question or image?
You've hit it with a good video when someone says, "What's the song?"
Yeah, and I guess a lot of people were also asking like, "What the heck is wrong with you?" Like, because the captions are questionable. Like, there was a collection of photos of where Captain Falcon was Falcon punching people in the groin. That was the majority.
Wait, were these captions you
Yes.
made, or did you find?
I just literally.
So you'd pause. So you'd plan it. So you'd bend down as the Captain Falcon character while the character's not moving.
It
do
was
the punch,
unplanned.
And then you'd pause it and then zoom in and screen photo it.
Yeah, so,
And you're like, "Yeah, got him,
so
boys! Falcon nut punch,
so on the Wii, you had,
Falcon ball kick."
on the Wii, you could use a SD card as a memory card, basically, and you take all your replays or your screenshots and save them to the SD card, and then obviously you put them into plug it to your computer, and you can just extract.
I agree with those people. What's wrong with you?
Look, I thought it was funny.
What I love? You know what I love seeing more than a big fiery fist hitting someone in the groin.
What's
a nice shiny Master Sword going up someone's ass.
Well, the problem was too, because it wasn't really a problem. The thing was, the way I did the pictures was I just played matches, recorded a bunch of them, and then went through the screen footage and just chose which frame by frame. Like, it just, can I make a joke out of this picture? You know, it was
Yes.
But yeah, that was basically my first bit of video content on YouTube. Was just Super Smash Bros. Brawl, funny caption, pictures, whatever.
Makes sense.
That was 2008, 2009 or something. So long ago. I regret deleting it because it was so much fun. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah.
I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my channel.
You should upload.
I thought I'd go with quality over quantity, but I think I should focus on quality. But the problem is, it's not devoting time for it. I got all the time in the world. It's the thought process of, because if I think of something good or interesting, if I have a good idea, and this is just me in general, if I have a good idea, I'll start it, or I'll get started on it, or I'll have the whole thought process through. But then starting it is the hard part, and continuing it is the even harder part.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
So it took me. Like, the best example I give you, I built some concrete steps back at Judy's place, I think I told you about. That took like 6 months to do.
Yeah, but that needed doing, though. Wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. And but the whole process of actually building the steps took me about 2 days. But it took me 6 months to like figure out how I was going to get the material, whether I was going to just buy concrete or mix it up myself, whether I was going to mix up cement and stones and sand, which is what I initially did. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, fair enough.
And just getting a little bit of rebar, putting it in my little Toyota Camry.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've got some drafts or something going on with some videos, because like I saw your fast motion building your gym setup. You should totally just chuck that up on YouTube.
I think I deleted that off my phone because I needed the space.
We should have uploaded to computer first.
I kept the I think I've kept the lawn mowing
Oh,
one.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Really fast lawn mowing.
Because you have
Speedy Gonzalez.
Wait, is this
because I sped it up?
Were you mowing the both front and back? Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
different angles. You should see the car cleaning one. I'm quite proud of that.
Oh,
but they're all on my phone. It's really annoying because I plug the phone into the computer, right, and it's like it gives you access to all the images and videos, and then 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, we can't play this.
what about if you?
The computer suddenly.
What about you just click and drag across though?
I can't.
Check your privacy settings. I had an issue with this with my iPhone.
No, I've done it. I've done it all. I don't know what's going on. The first thing it does is tell you it fixes your privacy settings. For some reason, when I initially plug it into the computer, I can play videos, I can look at images, but then like when I try to move them or drag them or play them again after about 10 seconds or like however long, it suddenly goes, oh, we can't play this file, or file does not work with this system. Do you
use? I don't know why we're becoming a flaming techie support podcast all of a sudden, but have you tried? Have you tried?
But I need help.
Yeah, so
help, Jackson.
You come up with this.
Help me!
Help me!
Help me!
So if you go to the start bar, is your mobile handy?
Not at the moment.
That's fine. What I'll do is I'll write you some instructions on what you could try to do. That might help.
Yeah, I'll take your advice.
Because this is the thing I tried and it eventually worked.
I think we'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, pop that bubble. Anyway, so we did have some things to talk about, but I just wanted to talk about quickly highlight of the week. Now we've got a few weeks to catch up on about, so I'm gonna rattle off a few things that I've enjoyed or I've seen in the past 3 or 4 weeks that have made me laugh or whatever. Number one, I was on the train because I worked in the city, and I was like, stuff up. I'll be in the city all day, and I'm going to take the train. I may have told you this, I can't remember, but I was coming home, and we'll go through one of the stations. And as we were leaving one of the stations, I saw a man trying to publicly urinate.
I think you did tell me about this.
So that was like, oh, that was funny. That was like, okay.
Did you go up to him and say, "Stop, sir"?
I was in the train.
You're pissing everywhere.
I was in the train.
Did you bang on the window? What are you doing?
No, it was too late when I saw. But like,
what time was this?
2:30, 3 o'clock. So like peak, and then there's like kids and coming out of school.
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
So was he? He was at the station peeing.
So when you go to a train station, like there's the main area where you tap on, tap off, and then there's the platform.
Yes.
He was like on the far end of the platform.
Yeah, he was peeing at the corner of the platform.
So he was way out of sight, but like the whole train drove past him. We saw him.
No, you see a little stream coming out, going onto the other side.
And you could see him going, like, looking around, like, looking to the left, looking right. And he's like,
trying to make sure nobody can see him. And then the train goes past, and he's just kind of like, it was too fast. I didn't see them, therefore they didn't see me.
Exactly.
Every train station has toilets, don't they?
Most train stations. They should actually. I don't know if the toilets...
I believe... or at least some nearby.
If they were, they might have been being serviced at the time.
Because it happens a lot more than you think, but usually it's usually at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
When someone's too pissed to actually know... Like, they can't be... They're too pissed to find the toilet, so they, like, really need to pee, so they just... undo their zipper.
Go for it, yeah.
Go for it.
So yeah, that was
even women will and squat down.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. So and that was funny. Another highlight, which was nice, was my daughter finally taking her first steps by herself. So she's learned how to walk now, which is nice. We've already touched on.
Yeah, it's so good to see her. Especially the steps. Yeah. Watching her walk up the steps was impressive. Yeah.
So that's good. Hopefully she doesn't fall over too much on the stairs. We'll try to avoid that as much as possible. And
there was that. Yeah. That was actually quite amusing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
As long as she doesn't hit her head.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She's got a hard head though. Her head's full on like a brick.
How long did it take for her to stop crying after you picked her up?
Not very long.
Yeah, I knew she actually hadn't hurt herself. She was just sooking.
Yeah, she wanted attention because she did a cool trick and
hurt herself. She hurt herself. She hurt herself and she did a cool trick.
Yeah. And
it was definitely a cry for attention.
Two more little...
Definitely not in shock.
Two more highlights I want to touch on. We've already touched on the 1,000 subscribers, so we won't go into that. But like I said at the start, we're now on this podcast services, and we're getting downloads and plays, which is nice, guys. So thank you very much for those who have been listening. I don't know where they're from or who they are, but thank you to whoever you are. I don't know if there's some from my Discord community, but, thank you. It's good to see.
Maybe, but I seriously doubt that.
I would be surprised too.
I mean, because people I suppose they didn't have to listen to it on the YouTube channel then.
No.
Because that's the main issue with YouTube and podcasts in general is if you try to use your phone for it. Because YouTube, I don't understand this. You'd think they'd figure out how to play videos while the phone is locked. Like it doesn't, you don't have to show the video. But if it's a media format that's both visual and like hearing or sensor, I don't know, it's visual and hearing. You think you'd be able to lock your phone so you can just listen to it? That's the one issue I've got with the YouTube.
Yeah, so there's a few things around that actually. If you pay for YouTube Premium, you can actually do that. Play stuff with your phone locked.
That's what it is. It's YouTube Premium. Sneaky bastards.
And another thing too is, so some podcasts I listen to, they have Patreons, and with Patreons, there's a bonus where if you sign up, you can actually watch them record the podcast. So, and what they do is they upload the video.
Do the live or something.
Oh, no. So what they'll do, they'll record the podcast and have video format as well. But what they'll do is they'll upload that as unlisted or private to YouTube and then link it to a Patreon to whoever's paid the money to get the bonus content of watching the podcast as opposed to maybe if they don't want to listen to it.
I suppose that's true, yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But we're still young enough, and we haven't got to a point where we've got merch to offer or anything like that. So yeah.
Oh, well, that's a whole other board game. Even if you wanted to do it, I've thought about that. Like, right? I was like, let's say I devoted time to YouTube and somehow became successful or relatively successful. Like people that can make a living from it. I'd be sitting there going, how does that work? Like. Do they have it? Does the money go to their PayPals? What about tax?
Yeah.
How do I declare that?
Yeah, that's it's interesting too with Twitch as well because it's kind of
you gotta go to the local H&R Block to do your tax return. Now, I've earned 50,000, right? But I've also got another 60,000 from my side hustle of YouTube in my PayPal account. Does that count as a? Is that taxed or not? Or if I transfer it into my account, is that when it becomes taxable?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, H&R... Oh, I remember something about H&R Block. They had a weird, infamous commercial once upon a time.
Oh, goodness. I would not go with HR. You only go with a HR Block for basics.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was something... They had a weird commercial once upon a time, but I can't... There was something specific about it. But anyway, only Australians would know that, so don't worry about it.
That's true. It's basically tax return people. To be people who do your tax returns.
All right.
But
yeah, you keep.
But my highlight, Jackson, actually happened just a couple of hours ago. So when we were out at a restaurant, I did a review of the restaurant because I wasn't happy with the food because I paid for an expensive steak and I got a very mediocre steak, and I was expecting it to taste like really good for the price and also have nice peppercorn sauce because I got peppercorn sauce with it. The peppercorn sauce was basically gravy with peppercorns. Like I was halfway through eating it and I'm like, wait, yeah, it looks like gravy and it tastes a little bit like gravy just with a hint of the peppery spice.
But it's not gravy.
I'm just thinking to myself, what? I paid for this. I paid this much for this. I'm disappointed. So I pulled out my phone and I was like, I'm just going to write a quick review. Because I don't usually write reviews, but when I do, it's usually like, because people are constantly taking photos and posting reviews on whatever thing, and everyone thinks they're a connoisseur of food. Mm-hmm. But when it's something, when you're generally like a bit disappointed or generally very happy with a meal, you know. I'm the kind of person where if it's actually 5-star, I'll put 5-star. If it's 3-star, I'll put 3-star, etc. I don't just put 1-star because I had a horrible experience or 5-star because I had a normal experience, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's not the main thing. I wrote this review and then I was flicking through all the reviews that I'd done, like the 10 of them or something, and I noticed one where I was like, oh yeah, I put 5-star. I was disappointed with this service. It wasn't food, it was something else. I won't say what it all was, but I put it down to 3 stars, and then literally this was last week, and then earlier today I got a call from one of the guys at that company. He goes, "Oh yeah, Google tells us when when reviews are changed, we're just wondering what's going on. Is something going wrong in that?
Oh, wow.
And I explained it. I go, no, I was just disappointed because this ages ago when you guys came and did the work, this happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And he goes, okay, well, we weren't sorry about that. We weren't informed about that or anything like that. Usually, if that occurs, we send a gift basket or a little thing, a little apology thing. And I go, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm happy to change the review right now since you've just gone through the effort of calling me.
Yeah,
like that's fine. It's just the fact that you've called me after I've changed it is fantastic. And I'm sitting there in my head like, it's true. I'm glad that they did that, but at the same time, I'm like, how the hell did they freaking
track you down?
Well, not even track me down, but like my name isn't exactly on my Google account. Yeah. Like I don't have my name on my Google account, and it's because of the email, because they've got access because you give them your email. So they have the email connected to the name, and that's the email I used to write the review. So they just looked at the email and went, this person is this person.
Okay, fair enough.
Which scared me a little bit there. I'm like, wow, if these people can do it for this, I wonder what other people can do for it.
You make me curious now, because I wonder how, if I've written any reviews, I don't know how you'd find that out.
It's kind of annoying trying to get to Google reviews. Like you gotta search for it a little. Like my phone always comes up with, you've been to this place, do you want to write a review every once in a while? And it's easy to get to then, but when you're purposely trying to navigate to their review site or your account to the review section, it's a bit more difficult.
Oh yeah, I have used it a few times.
You got to go through Google Maps most of the time. Well, that's what I did.
I've used it twice. I've used Google Reviews twice. And funny enough, both of them were places in in West Australia.
Oh, that's funny.
So 4 years ago, Letitia and I went to West Australia for a holiday, and one place we rated 5 stars because of the pizza. It was wood-fired pizza, and I remember it now because the pizza was so dang good. And then,
well, there you go. So it was worth writing that review.
Yeah, and they actually responded saying, "Thank you very much. We're glad you enjoyed our pizzas. Happy to provide in-car service anytime." Oh, that's right. Because we're waiting outside. That's right. Yeah.
They generally speaking, when you tend to go away somewhere, that's when like the review Google comes up with, "Would you like to review this place?"
Yeah.
Because during our honeymoon, like a few of the places we went to, or even just places we walked past, came up with, "You visited here. Would you like to write a review?"
You've been here. You were found to be. Your location was here 3 weeks ago.
I'll tell you what. If I could do YouTube, if I could do YouTube videos the way I do reviews, it'd be fantastic. Because I've got 27K views on my reviews.
That's great.
Yes.
People like that though. I think so. I'm not surprised.
It helps when you take a photo.
Yeah, that's true.
And you explain what you liked about it or what you didn't like about it.
Yeah.
Like I did a review of a kebab place, and I just said, "Yummy, yeah, good food, bit small for the price."
Yeah, true.
If you want a big HSP, go to a different place.
Go to Jimmy's Kebabs or whatever it was called.
Go to Jimmy's. I think I wrote that in one of them. I actually wrote, don't go to this place. Go to the place next door.
Do you still go to Jimmy's?
No, because it's in Baronia.
Oh, right. Yeah, true. Good point.
And I only drive past Baronia every once in a while whenever I'm working up past...
that area.
Not Scoresby, that area, when I'm working past Baronia.
Gotcha.
You know how many times I've driven... You know how many times I've driven past where I used to live in the past?
Probably not many.
2, 3... Since I moved away, it's like 4 times or 3 times. 3 or 4.
Same thing with me, probably 2 times in the past 3 years.
Oh yeah, true.
There's a few sites we have in Bayswater, but yeah. All right, so let's get into some stuff here, Troy. Now, while you were talking there, I enjoyed your talk. I greatly enjoyed the fact that you're doing reviews, and people should review often because it helps people find what's good and what's not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the opposite of that. People should review less often.
Oh, you reckon less often?
I only do it if it's truly a bad experience or truly a good experience. And if it's a mediocre experience or normal, just put 3-star or 2. Don't order
you want
5.
those? Okay, fair enough.
Because you look at a place and every place is 4.5 stars or 4.5 stars or 5 stars or 3.5.
I remember seeing someone do a stand-up comedian do a bit about Uber when you get an Uber.
That's it. The Uber rating is the most ridiculous thing ever, because it's like, of course, people are going to do 5 stars. Like, did you get to your destination? You weren't stabbed? Yes, 5 stars. Did you get to your destination? The person didn't talk to you and you didn't want to be spoken to? Yes, to 5 stars. Did you start a conversation with said person? They started and they continued the conversation. Yes, 5 stars.
Okay, fair enough.
I've only taken an Uber once, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've taken an Uber twice, but the first time I didn't organise it, a mate did it.
Yep.
But the second time I organised it, right, and I was tempted to give the guy a 3-star, right? Wasn't very chatty, didn't continue the conversation when I started it.
You gotta be honest.
Because I was sitting in the car, right, and I'm not used to taking an Uber.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit in silence. This guy was basically, I don't even think he had the radio on.
Oh, wow.
But I'm just sitting there, and it's just quiet for about 5 minutes, so I say something to him, and he responds back like with a generic, oh yeah, that's the case, yeah. And then that's it. And so 10 minutes later I said something else, and then he did the same thing. And I was like, okay, well, you don't want to talk. That's fine with me. I'll just sit here for the next... It's been 20 minutes. I got another 5 minutes of silence, and I'm good to go.
Okay. All right. So
I should have just played on my phone for 25
less
minutes.
reviews, the better for Troy. Okay. Fair enough.
But that's just me.
So, okay, while you're talking your story, before we started recording, I was going to talk about, let's try and find some AI stuff, and specifically generate AI stuff. But I gave it a go, and I wasn't liking what I was seeing. So what I ended up doing was, Troy, I need to do that now. I searched up some funny AI fails.
Oh no.
And
no, the poetry.
So
remember, death is the only way up.
So you remember when I showed you those AI generated ladies, and
yes.
like one of her feet were hands, or whatever it was. One of her foot was a hand. Anyway, so I was curious because AI... Now, Linkin Park brought back an old song from they recorded back in, I don't know when long ago. The controversial thing about it was they used an AI source to create the music video. Now, because it's AI, it basically stole a whole bunch of references from already made, well-known anime shows, and obviously mungled it into this one weird, abstract sort of music video. There's that one point though where this anime character's falling. I don't know if it's in water or something, but it looks like it's falling backwards. And at points, you see his fingers are constantly like, it's like this, or like there's no fingers. There's no fingers. It's either the fingers or it's just no fingers.
So they're disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah, it's just like
So was this a music video, but the amalgamation for different scenes from different animes, but the same background?
No, I don't think so. I can't.
Okay, because have you seen those ones where it's it's for example, it's this scene in a movie, but it's Spider-Man, but it's AI generated. Yes. And what they do is they take all these different AI generated, and you get these weird looking 2 seconds of one or half a second of one Spider-Man. They just put all the images together like a what are those books called? What did they used to be called? The little little drawing books.
Notepads, flick pads. I don't know, sticky pads.
I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but it creates the little movie where you pull the pages back and forth fast enough. Yeah, they do that.
Yeah. So there was.
So it wasn't like that. It was just a bunch of anime scenes with the music playing.
Yes, and it was very odd. Very odd. I will have to admit. But anyway, so the AI did a weird, dodgy job of doing the music video. But anyway, that's AI. So like I said, Google searched some funny AI fails, and it might come to shock to you. It might not, but most of them are Amazon Alexa related. So, number one. Amazon Alexa starts a party and the neighbors call the cops.
wait, huh? What?
So it turns out Amazon's Alexa likes to party. In fact, one device partied so hard that the cops showed up.
How does that... Did it just play a bunch of music out loud?
It must have just started playing music on its own.
My question is, right, so if the AI's in this house... It started playing like it's Alexa, and someone said, "Alexa, play some party tunes," and like it's like now playing party tunes, or however its voice goes. But how loud are how the speakers that are in these people's house? How many or how big and loud are they? That the neighbours called the cops.
I don't know, but I'll just read more of the story briefly. There's a few funny parts here. So it was 1:50 a.m. in the morning. The resident was out, so the neighbours called the cops, and then the cops got at his door, but no one answered. So then the cops broke down his door, and then they realised, oh, it's just Alexa playing. So they unplugged the Alexa and installed a new lock on the door. But when the resident came home, he was unaware.
He went to unlock his door.
And it didn't work.
Wait, who the police installed a new lock?
Yeah, they must have. I said,
what?
I don't know. Anyway, they got a new lock installed. And so when the owner came back to the home, he's like, oh, the keys don't work. So he had to head to the police station to retrieve his new keys and pay a pretty expensive locksmith bill.
Of course, he had to pay the locksmith bill. That's the most... Where was that?
Germany.
Of course it was Germany. We couldn't get into the house, so we broke the lock, but lock had to be fixed, so you pay for lock now.
Questionable German accent.
We break your lock, and you'll pay for it. Okay? Yeah. You already pay high taxes, so why not pay for lock too?
Oh, goodness.
I don't know how to do a German accent.
Jada.
I've been watching High Castle, so if I say Sieg Heil, don't take anything from it. I've just been watching that show.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
it's a show about if Nazis won Nazis and the Japanese won the war, and
yeah, okay,
like World War II.
Yep. So the second story here,
America's split.
America's very split.
It's split between them, yeah.
So news broadcast triggers Amazon Alexa devices to purchase dollhouses.
Oh my goodness! I'm just imagining like the Channel 10 news lady, and she turns, Amazon Alexas buy dollhouses, and like someone's it's like funny news story. Amazon Alexas buy dollhouses, and like as that's playing from the TV, someone's Alexa perks up, and it's like buying dollhouses.
Yeah, this one actually made the news. I remember hearing about this. So, kids purchase.
No, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because it made the news, that the reporter says it on the news, so
yeah,
therefore
keeps
even
going.
more of them creates a loop.
So
they did that in South Park. Have you seen that?
But that's like a very
no,
good
you wouldn't
South Park
know.
bit.
They did it for like they had the COVID special or something, right? And what they did during it is they actually had the show. So in the show, they're like, "Hey Alexa, do this." So that when people watched the show on their TV and they had the Alexa in the house, it would hear it from the TV and do the thing.
So the news story just says earlier in 2022, a 6-year-old girl ordered a $170 kid craft dollhouse and 4 pounds of cookies through Amazon Alexa, simply by asking Alexa for the products. After receiving a confirmation of her recent purchases, Brooke's mother immediately forget what happened and since donated the dollhouse to a local hospital. Oh, okay, that's a nice
That's sweet.
However, the story doesn't stop there. San Diego News reported during a daily morning show joined the broadcast when the news anchor said, "I love the little girl," saying, "Alex ordered me a dollhouse." Alexa devices in some viewers' homes were also triggered to order dollhouses.
Yeah. After hearing it on the news?
Yes.
Told
exactly
you.
what you said.
I told you. I could be... I knew it.
Yeah.
This was not planned. I had no idea. I just know how it works.
So for those who are listening to us with Alexa's in the house, hey Alexa, buy me a Ferrari.
No, you got to say something more like, Alexa, purchase Amazon Prime for me.
Oh, come on now. Let's not be too original.
No, I got a better one, Jackson. Alexa, subscribe to Average Blokes Podcast on Spotify.
Yes. Well, if it's up there. Or otherwise, Acast.
Alexa, subscribe to Average Blokes Podcast
on YouTube.
On YouTube. There we go. Alexa, subscribe to Presticles on YouTube. He needs it.
Goodness me. Okay, story number 3. So we've got 6 more to go after this one. Robot passport checker rejects Asian man's application because eyes are closed. So this is interesting. This one was quite kind of close. Yeah.
Oh,
this one was close to home.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's not racist then.
It's a robot.
Robots confirmed.
They're not sentient. So after attempting to renew his passport, Richard Lee, a man from Asian descent, was turned down by the New Zealand Department of Internal Affairs after its software claimed his eyes were close in the picture. The facial recognition software rejected Lee's photo and had to contact the department in order to speak to a human to get his new passport validated. Turns out this isn't out of the norm, and nearly 20% of passport photos submitted are rejected due to software errors, a department's person said. Luckily, Lee took the rejection lightly. No hard feelings on my part. I've always had very small eyes, and facial recognition is relatively new and unsophisticated. It's a robot. No hard feelings. Got my passport renewed in the end.
I mean, it's the same thing. My phone thinks I'm three different people when I don't have a beard, when I do have a beard, when I have long hair and short hair.
Totally. Yeah, don't blame you. Okay, number 4 is a quick one because I think we've all seen and heard about this one. Alexa plays porn instead of a children's song.
Oh no! What? How?
Have you not seen or heard about this? I have.
No. But how did he get that confused? Instead of a children's
I don't know.
song?
So kids seem to having a lot of fun with the voice-controlled assistants. When a toddler asked his family's Alexa to play his favourite song, Digger Digger, Alexa heard something else.
Oh, Dicker.
In response to the question,
hey Jackson, I want to show you something real quick. Keep going.
Alexa said, "You want to hear a station for porn detected? Hot chick, amateur girl, sexy." Alexa's dirty mind didn't stop there either, and she continued to name a number of porn terms in front of the toddler. The incident was caught on tape too, where the parents likely thought would be a fun and memorable home video turned to a raunchy encounter.
Do you know what that is, Jackson?
What I just said? I'm looking at it now. What is that? It's a robot.
It's a robot passport.
Oh my goodness. Okay, for those at home.
You said you started with robot passport, so I used a little. Oops, I just exited the actual thing because when you first started this, I brought up a couple of AI ones that I know about. Whoops, don't want to do that. Which was image.ai is one of them. And the other one, which I've actually used before, is Sound Draw.
Oh, okay.
Which is an AI that makes music.
Right, okay, gotcha.
So I want you to do me a favour.
What am I doing?
I want you to quote, describe anything.
Wait, what am I doing?
Describe anything. I'm glad you've got your phone with you.
So on what website am I doing? Sorry.
Nope, just tell me. Describe anything.
The word anything means literally anything, whether it be object, person, animal, or plant. Anything can vary from objects that don't live.
Gotcha. Object, person, animal, plant. Let's give this thing a lot of object, person, animal, plant. Let's give this thing a broad spectrum to work with. Some of these images, that's pretty sick. That's cool. I'm gonna save that image. This isn't the one that I just typed in. This is something else. So someone's typed in realistic Mario.
Oh yes, that hasn't been done before.
You gotta see. It's not that realistic. It's a little bit cursed. You gotta see this thing. Sending it to you right now.
Yeah, for those who have YouTube and watching us there, lucky you guys.
Yeah, Jackson's got some editing to do.
I mean, not really.
You mean in the visual sense? Look at that thing. Is that thing not cursed?
You haven't sent to me. You haven't sent to me yet. It's still sending.
Spoil attachment. I sent it. It's just taking its sweet time for some reason.
That's alright.
Oh no, I haven't. My bad. It's doing that thing. There we go.
Okay. Okay, that Mario. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the Mario from. So you remember Mario Kart 64? You know, at the character selection screen. It's the exact same angle that all the characters face.
Oh yeah, when they're facing the sideways, it does kind of look a little.
That's what it instantly reminded me of. And is it me or is his nose into a mustache? Has his nose become a mustache? What's happened there?
Oh, it's cursed. His mustache. What about
his mustache has become the nose. There's no mustache. The mustache is the
okay,
nose.
So it's sort of they've melded together, but it looks more like he's got his mustache right, and then the bit near his nose has been shaved off.
Yeah.
But it's just because of the shading angle. Oh, Jackson, this is horrible. I don't know which one to send you.
Save it for later.
Oh.
Save it for later. We've got more stories to get to. Which
No,
are really
I
funny.
have to send you this one. It's the eyes, the eye-looking things. Well, it's a object, human, animal, plant.
Oh, beautiful. I can't wait to see what this looks like.
Oh, it's horrible. This is a cursed image right here. Man, I can't wait to grow one of these in my backyard.
Did you just look back on the Mario picture? Look at the hat. Did you see the logo on that? Oh,
I know, the weird M looking thing. It combined like two M's into one.
What did you just send me?
Yeah. Well, I sent you an object animal plant thing.
So for those listening, it's a weird. It looks like a bouquet of flowers, but in like a weird circle thing that's got eyes and things that look
There's
like.
There's one here that's like a
teeth.
robot plant.
It's also got teeth.
Yeah.
On the top.
Yeah, because it's a human.
Yes.
There's another one here with teeth that looks like a weird. It's like a pumpkin plant robot.
Robot
with hair, but the hair is leaves.
Okay, right.
And then there's one that looks like. Oh, you know what this looks like? Check it out, Jackson. You'll love this, right?
I'm waiting.
So, save image.
Copy image.
And then send. Copy and then send. I've discovered when you type in object, animal, plant, whatever. What are we putting?
What website are you using?
Do you know what you get?
What's that?
What is it? AI image.ai.
Oh, okay.
What you get when you type in when you get an object, animal, plant thing is you get a bunyip. It's a bunyip. It's a bunyip.
That is so brilliant.
It's like a. It's like a half kangaroo thing.
I won't lie. I kind of like it.
It looks like a Pokemon.
It's got penguin feet. It's got like a possum tail. It's got like a weird head.
It's got a joey.
That's
a joey in its pouch, I think.
I don't know if you call it a pouch.
What is that then? It looks like it looks like ears.
It looks like it's got an anteater head.
Exactly.
Or the snout thing.
And a cheetah
skin
colouring. Your skin, yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's amazing.
There's another one here that looks just like Oddish.
Oh yeah.
So I'll actually do it. I'll save it. I'll save the image and then send it to you. Because it generates like 4 images. Check it out. I found Oddish.
I think I found your next YouTube video, Troy.
AI generated. Cursed AI generated images.
Oh wow, that looks amazing. It's like a weird pot with these weird flowers.
Yeah, but it looks a little bit like an Oddish combined with a
Bellsprout.
The evolved form, the sunflower.
Sunflora.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some of these, you should go to this website when you get a chance. But some of these images are really nice.
Okay, so that's a fun version of AI, I guess. But yeah, that's
sneaky. Someone else also did the object, animal, plant.
You're welcome. Wasn't me. All right, let's move on because we're running out of time, Troy.
Yeah, so this AI stuff is just fascinating. It is. And isn't this what you really wanted to get into? It
really kind of was, I guess. So, story number 5 here. This title kills me. Troy, get ready for this. Supposedly kid-friendly robot goes crazy and injures a young boy. Supposedly kid-friendly.
Kid-friendly robot. Oh no, goes crazy.
So this.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah, so this is interesting. In China, at a high-tech fair, a robot named Xiao Pang, aka Little Fatty, attacked a display.
What? No, sorry, hold on. It's called Child Pang.
No, Xiao Pang.
Child Pain.
Pang.
No, Child Pain.
Anyway, aka Little Fatty.
I know.
It attacked a display with an injured young boy. It ran to a booth and sent shards of glass flying around the space, and the boy suffered cuts and was transported to hospital in an ambulance. Thankfully, the damage was minimal and the victim received a few stitches. The robot, on the other hand, which was designed to interact with children ages 4 to 12 and display facial emotions on a screen, appeared to be frowning after the incident.
Wait, the robot was frowning?
Yes.
Must have been very upset that it hurt the boy. That's disturbing.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Child-friendly robot, huh?
No, it should be called the booth-friendly robot because when it crazy gets a booth.
I like children, but I hate glass.
Okay, so story number 6. Robots judge a beauty contest and don't select women with dark skin. Okay, so I'm not... from unfair practices to pressure on young contestants, beauty pageants often face public scrutiny. To combat some of the bad rap they get, International Beauty Pageant Beauty AI held an online beauty contest and used a machine to judge. Okay, the machine's algorithm was supposed to examine facial symmetry and identify wrinkles and blemishes in order to find the contestants who most embodied human beauty. The algorithm didn't favour women with dark skin. 6,000 people from countries around the world submitted their photos, and 44 winners were later announced. Only one of them who had dark skin. So, I kind of like to think that the onus falls on the creator of these robots or AI.
Who created the AI?
It doesn't actually say.
But wait, hold on. But when you think about it, right? What population of the world is black? Because you got to look at that as well. Because you got to take Asians have white skin and white people have white skin, and I think those are the only races I know. And black.
Yeah.
Is it a third? Mexicans? Does Mexican count as
Hispanic?
Yeah, but they're saying people with dark. Yeah, but that's darker skin, isn't it? People with darker skin.
I guess. Yeah.
Or is it like black as
just black?
Like
I think.
Dark black.
Yeah, black. Yeah.
Because there's different shades.
Yeah. It doesn't get any better, unfortunately.
But I guess that's AI for you.
Yeah. It doesn't get any better. Microsoft's Twitter chatbot turns anti-feminist and pro-Hitler.
Tay. It's Tay, isn't it? Oh, that thing was so funny hearing about that.
Oh, so how did you hear about Tay? Was it on a podcast or something? Was it?
No. Internet Historian.
Oh, okay.
You know the YouTube channel I told you about?
Yes.
He does such a brilliant video on it.
All right, we don't need to go about that then, because I'm not going to talk about it because it's just Troy just basically.
It's just the internet. What happened? It's exactly what happened when you put an AI on the internet.
Yeah,
like
never ends well.
Reddit takes over.
Yeah.
Reddit and everything bad comes out.
Yeah.
Jackson, I need a premise here.
Sure. I was just going to finish off these 2 last stories, if that's okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
First, give me a premise.
Okay, sure. I'll give you a premise.
So, yes. Do you know what a premise is?
Yeah, a house.
That's premises. but yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, I can put in his house. All right, continue.
Okay, story number 8. It's not. I'll just quickly wait.
That's not what I meant. But
what did you mean? Sorry, continue with the premises.
Premise, I said.
Oh,
continue with premise. So, give me a story. Give me an idea for a story.
Hit
me with your best movie pitch.
Robot fails to get to college.
Okay, all right, hold on. I can fix that. Robot friend. AI friend robot in his house, yes. At college. Yes, continue.
Gets expelled after 6 months. Doesn't make sense because he failed to get to college and then gets expelled after 6 months.
Expelled after 6 months. Perfect. We'll start with that.
Oh, gosh.
There we go. We'll see what it generates.
Okay, so while you do that,
you can continue.
Yeah. So that was actually the last story. I skipped a story, but it's nothing that amazing. Google Brain turns low-res images into pixelated monsters. So apparently, Google Brain is an AI thing that they try to enhance images, but it did the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it de-enhanced.
Yeah, it made it worse. But the last story: robot fails to get to college. People often fear that robots will eventually be smarter than humans and take over the world. To put your mind at rest for now, take solace in the fact that this robot couldn't even get into college. In 2011, a team of researchers began working on a robot called Today Robot that they intended would be accepted into Japan's competitive University of Tokyo.
And he'd get in it today.
He would now. Having taken Japan's entrance exam.
No, because it's Today.
Yeah, Today.
Come on.
Today.
Was it you who sent me that that no, Courtney showed me a video on Facebook of like basically just, I'm digressing a little bit here, but it was basically different things said in different languages that sound like dirty words in English.
Okay.
And it was basically like I'm trying to think of a good example, but I can't think of one at the moment. But
I get the idea.
I'm thinking like shiitake mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, they're called shiitake mushrooms, but it sounds like shit mushrooms.
You could just said Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu. Well, there you go. Shih Tzu sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like someone's sneezing shit.
Or it's a terrible zoo.
Yeah. Shih Tzu. Oh yeah, Shih Tzu. There you go.
Oh my gosh! You just realised it is late for you, huh?
It is late for me. Yes.
So, having taken the Japan's entrance exam for national universities in 2015, the robot failed to obtain a score high enough to be admitted to the college. A year later, the robot made another attempt and again scored too low. In fact, the robot showed little improvement between the 2 years. In 2016, the researchers finally abandoned the project.
Yeah, but to be fair, Japanese people can't even get into Japanese colleges. It's that difficult.
Well, I mean, yeah, not even same thing with Australians, I guess. But yeah, robots though, you think they're meant to be the smartest things in the world, but
it doesn't make sense actually, because like it wouldn't just be writing assignments. Wouldn't it be doing a written paper or something?
I mean,
so how...
you could say that I feel like the researchers themselves who were trying to make this robot didn't go to university because they would have known the entry questions.
Yeah, true.
And would have programmed it.
It's not even that. I think it's because when AIs write stories, and I'll give you the example here, is that they're very simplified. They're not very complex, and there is not actually any. That's the good thing at the moment with AIs. There's not actually much thought process with the ones we're currently using. I don't know about ones that like military and all that use, because it's always 10 years ahead. But then the stories and ideas that they come up with are just revamp things, and not very. There's no creativity to it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Like the images I sent you, all pretty cool, right? But I've seen very similar stuff before.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like, it's just, yeah. It's not creative, it's more reproduction and edits. Anyway, I've got a story for you, Jackson.
Okay,
you ready?
hit me.
Once upon a time, there was a man named Jackson who had an AI friend robot named Zara.
Zara, good name.
They had been together for a long time and had become the best of friends. Despite their bond, Jackson struggled to keep up with his house chores and studies. As a result, his house was always a mess and his grades suffered. One day, Jackson's college expelled him due to poor academic performance, leaving him feeling disappointed and helpless.
Oh, that's great.
Hopeless.
That's great.
However, Zara, his trusted AI friend, came to the rescue.
Oh, thank goodness.
Zara helped Jackson enroll in online courses to continue his studies and to also assist him in developing better habits. They created a schedule to ensure he completed his chores before studying and always had time to relax. The rigorous schedule was difficult for Jackson to maintain, but Zara was always there with motivation and reminders. Soon enough, Jackson started feeling significant improvements in his grades and morale. Months passed by, and Jackson's hard work paid off.
Oh, yes.
Keep going.
Oh.
As he was reinstated at his college, when asked how he managed to turn his life around, Jackson credited Zara for being his source of inspiration and motivation. From that day on, Jackson and Zara's friendship continued to flourish, and they always found ways to keep each other motivated and driven towards their goals.
Wow, what a story. First question though, what type did you use? What type was that?
I'm using an app called Nova, which is ChatGPT.
Yeah, gotcha. Wow, that's amazing. That's a
goodness,
lot better than.
The only thing it creatively came up with was the name Zara.
Yeah, that was a
I did not write that in.
That's a lot better than Inficate. I feel Inficate's not as good as that.
Yes, true. But I did another one of these story things. Yeah. I told it to write a story because this was a test. I told it to write a similar story to Harry Potter, but where there was special other supernatural powers such as chi, right? And not just there was magic and chi. And I even quoted an anime saying, like this anime. And the story it came up with was pretty basic, and it didn't actually explain what chi users were. It just, or what their abilities were.
Okay, weird.
But there was a Book of the Dead, basically, or a book that was the if it basically was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, except the stone's a book.
Okay. There you go.
So it didn't really quite get as creative as I hoped, but it was still all right.
Yeah. Well, I still got a bit of learning to do, it seems, but yeah, who knows? One day they might be our overallers.
One day you'll develop good habits and get back into college. But first you have to move away. First you have to get out of Australia where there aren't any.
And Zara. Come on, Zara.
Where did it come up? I just don't know how it came up with the name Zara.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like a robot name.
Zara.
It's a good name.
It does, yes.
I don't know. Don't know where the reference would have been from anyway.
True.
All right, guys. I think that'll be a wrap it up for this magnificent, bizarre video episode. I don't know why I said video.
Yeah, this will be the first in many series about AI stuff and hopefully when it takes over the world.
Mm-hmm. Side note too. Also, as people may or may be noticing, we've been releasing podcasts like once every 2 or 3 days. We'll be going back to doing once per week, roughly, trying to get back onto that sort of schedule.
What do you mean once every?
So on Acast and the other podcast services, they've been once every 2 or 3 days. So we're just trying to get to catch up eventually, and then we'll have more content in the bank just to upload for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking fat with us, and I mean we've been a bit all over the shop, but you know that's fun. It's the madness. It's what we like.
That's the fun part.
Like that one Skillet song, Troy. I got the madness and.
I mean, if you'd spoken about it earlier, but that was a conversation from earlier today. It was.
Jason. I know.
But you see, Jack, I need it
to save me now.
Now people think we listen to Skillet, and I haven't listened to Skillet since I was like 18.
Except for your ringtone that you had for your wife, or me.
Hold on a second. Was that Skillet? It might have been.
Yeah, it was Monster.
I do have a couple of songs saved on this phone, but I don't listen to songs on my phone anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All right, guys.
Along with a bunch of other things.
Thank you guys for listening. Go on.
I was going to say, at least I didn't mistake them for Skrillex.
No, that was weird for me. To be fair, I had woke up at 4:20, so I was very tired. Well, 4:15 or 20. I'm very poor.
Maybe should have gone to bed early.
I went to bed at 10 and wasn't still enough sleep.
That's not early. I've been trying to go to bed at 9.
Oh, did
9:30, which I'm not, unfortunately. But I wanted to go to bed at 9:30 so I could get 9 hours sleep.
Yep.
Or at least 8 hours sleep, because an hour to fall asleep. So if you go to bed at 10 and you wake up at 4, you only get 6 hours, and that's if you go straight to sleep.
Of course, yes.
Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.
Yes,
we're done.
Thank you guys.
I'm done.
Make sure you subscribe to us on your podcast services and on YouTube. We'll be greatly appreciated. And we'll see you all next time.
That's right. Describe.
Describe, not subscribe.
Describe us.
Or if you're feeling fancy,
describe to us. Or
if you're feeling fancy, inscribe.
Auto scribe.
Just scribe. All right. Bye.
Scribble. Bye.